Hey everyone, Tyler here at The Movie Beat. Welcome back to another video. I just got back from seeing the final cut of Deliver Us from Evil. So I told you I was going to give you my thoughts on this one when I did finally get to see it. So it just came out, and for those that don't know, this final cut came out about a month after the theatrical cut. So that's a little bit, suspicious, because I feel like there's a lot of movies that are kind of taking advantage of this right now because of COVID and everything to try and just get a little bit more money out of the movie. We did see this with Steel Rain 2, came back almost immediately into the theaters with this director's cut. So this one was going to have 6 extra minutes, and the rating was changed from 15 to adults only, 19 plus. So could only speculate, was there going to be, more gruesome action? Was there going to be something of a sexual nature? What is going to be the difference? Only 6 minutes. So initially, I got to say just right off the bat, the difference was really hard to tell. Not much difference that I can say definitively, but I do want to give you my thoughts on what those differences could have been as far as just my overall feeling of the film. So first thing I want to say is I did enjoy this film almost just as much the second time watching it. And there's a lot of people, I think this movie is very divisive. There's a lot of comments about this movie being very stereotypical or cliched, hard time buying into the story about some father who's going to go out to another country, risk his life for some family he's never shown to have any feelings for over 8 years, all that stuff. But there's a line in this film that I think is pretty important, and it's one that I picked up more on the second watch, and it's one that the character Ray, played by Jung-jae, says when he comes face to face with the big Thai gangster boss. And the big Thai gangster boss asks him, "What is your deal with this guy? Why do you want him so bad? You are just going to the end of the earth to get this guy. What's going on?" And the character Ray responds, "It doesn't even matter anymore. I forgot. It is what it is." And I think that's kind of a reminder to the audience, and whether that's your thing or not, I respect that, but it's a reminder to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, because this one, it's going to do a disservice if you think too much about its story. And if you do sit back and relax and enjoy the ride, it is one for the books. I love it. So first thing I want to say is, which was perhaps a difference, is in this final cut, I don't know if this was a difference, but it was a feeling that I got. The relationship between the Korean mother and the daughter when they are in Bangkok, and when that's being set up, it felt a little bit stronger in this final cut, whether there was some extended scenes or not. It was just more clear that the mother-daughter relationship, because in the theatrical version, when that nanny picks her up, looking back on it, I've only seen this twice, but it was a little bit hard to discern the difference between those two roles, and I was like, who is more in her life? And it was a very subtle thing, but I felt like I knew the mother character a little bit more in this final cut. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, the only thing that really could have been extended is some of the action scenes, because there are no big changes other than that. So the first thing I'll say is the main action scene that I love in this movie that gives me chills even more the second time is the one that when Hwang Jung-min and Jung-jae meet for the first time in that dark hallway, and they have that just close quarters combat fight. I get chills in that scene. I loved it even more the second time, but I don't think that one was really extended too much. The one that I felt was a little bit more extended was the big shootout in the streets, and I do remember in the theatrical version, it was a little bit hard to follow. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there is a part where the Thai SWAT team shows up, and it's not really clear how some of the characters get away and get out of that situation from the theatrical version. And I did feel like this one showed a bit more with those police. So just the way that the scene unfolds made a lot more sense, I feel, in this cut. as well as when Hwang Jung-min's character In Nam goes back into the hotel where the daughter is supposed to be, and he's going up all the flights of stairs, taking out like 20, 30 Thai gangsters. This one was definitely a few more floors of climbing, so he definitely had some more neck stabs, neck slices, and it was a bit more extreme going back up the stairs, so I could see that maybe they had to cut some of that to get the rating down. So that was a little bit nice. I also thought potentially they could show a little bit more about Park Jung-min's character, but if anything, I thought that there was less. For some reason, I remembered him being much more in the film. It's still one of my favorite roles of the year, so it was a really enjoyable role for me to watch him in that. But like I said, overall, very difficult to tell the difference between these two cuts. But I do want to say that, it could be perhaps that I've seen this a second time, so it feels more complete. I might have picked up on things that I missed the first time, but these 6 minutes, I feel like if I had to choose, I'll take the final cut as the more complete package. It just felt a little bit more complete, even though it's very, very minor difference. So that's going to be it for this one. Let me know what you guys think if you see the final cut for Deliver Us from Evil, and if you saw both cuts, what did you think was the big differences or the little differences? Where were they? Was it what I picked up on, or was it something completely different? So thanks again for watching. As always, if you guys like this content, please like and subscribe and connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, Letterboxd, all that stuff. Until next time, I'm Tyler at The Movie Beat. Keep watching movies.